Hey guys, and welcome to another CSGO related video. In today's episode I decided to do something a little bit more special, something that I initially didn't want it to do, but I decided that I think it's worth to do it, and I feel like it's something really interesting to talk about on this video. So in the background you're gonna be seeing me playing some deathmatch, but it's not about that, it's about what I'm gonna tell you. And so today's story is about Doc. If you don't know who Doc is basically a 17 years old teenager from Netherlands who recently just became a internet sensation by qualifying to FPL on Faceit at his very first try in his very first month. So yeah, that's pretty crazy to make it at first, but the way he did it, it's even crazier. First of all, he broke one established record, and he qualified with a streak of 102 wins, I believe, was it, and with a win percentage of 64%, I think. So basically this guy was and is a god. Yeah, he did all this with no communication. So basically he doesn't have microphone. I mean, he does, but he doesn't use it. And you may ask yourself why. Well, there were stated a lot of things on this subject. There were various rumors around, but what he seemed to always say was the fact that his parents are always next to him, and that he cannot talk because they don't understand the whole thing with CS and the whole thing that you have to talk when you play CS. So basically he made all these without talking. Now, of course, he had to communicate in some way, and when he qualified for the FPL, one thing he did was the fact that he had this plugin that you just take and you plug it into your CS, and it basically, everything you type, as soon as you type it, it automatically says to your teammates through your microphone. So it's basically like a in-game robot that speaks for him. But obviously, playing in FPL, it's there's a lot of moments when there situations are on second. So basically the communication is key. So it takes him some time to type. So a lot of players and pro players were annoyed with this thing. So after a lot of players started complaining about the fact that he cannot communicate properly and that they find it hard to play with him, the whole thing kind of blew up from there, and everyone kind of got to know Doc and who is Doc. Personally, I think the guy's insane, the way he plays, the way he, everything. He's truly insane. He is a prodigy, and he will definitely be one of the biggest pro players in the next couple of years that are following up. So basically, he stated that he cannot talk, and that he's 17, and at 18 years old he is going to be moving from his parents' house, and he's going to be moving by his own, and then he's going to be able to communicate properly, and he's not going to have this problem. So of course, after the whole community of FPL kind of went on fire and said that they don't like the experience of playing with him because he's good, yes, but he cannot communicate properly with them. A pro player from our sports, Chris J, went to save him and told him that he is willing to take him home to play from Chris J's house whenever he wants to play Faceit Pro League. So for this, Doc said he cannot do it and that he cannot come at Chris J's house. And when Chris J heard the response from Doc, he said, okay, if you cannot come to my house, then I want to come to your house and explain to your parents how talented you are and how much money you can make out of this and how good you can become and how big you are and everything. And that was kind of the end of everything, because Doc did not stated any kind of response after all, any kind of reply for Chris J's offer. In my opinion, I think he did a very, very bad move, because I mean, honestly, you're so good, you're an FPL, and you're invited by Chris J that wants to help you, which is at one of the top teams of Counter-Strike, basically at Mouse Sports. So I feel that that was not really the best move that Doc did, but I guess maybe there's some personal reasons. So yeah, a lot of people always speculated that he would be cheating and that there's no way you can make it to FPL in this way. But as well, he kind of followed the tracks of a player from our sports, Robs. Robs kind of made it the same way. He was pretty insane, and at the beginning, the whole internet went crazy when Robs, made it to qualify into FPL. And but for Robs, he was actually contacted by the admins of Faceit, and he went to the official Faceit bureau and he played a couple of games from there, and he proved to anyone that he's not cheating and he's not using anything. And that was kind of the end of the cheating accusations for him. But for Doc, it's a little bit different, because first of all, he needs to fix the problem with communication, and after all, probably he's going to be tested for some cheating and sketchy stuff, but I personally don't think is the case. So yeah, after all of this, Faceit and Faceit admins decided they will vote. So basically all the FPL players and pro players would vote, and to decide basically what happens with Doc into FPL, because the situation was out of hand and a lot of players were complaining, so they had to do something. So basically, after the vote, I think they took one of the best decisions, in my opinion, because this was the best they could do for him. So they decided not to kick him, not to destroy his work, and they decided to bench him, basically to suspend him until he will be able to communicate properly with his teammates. So yeah, I feel like this is the best they could have take, because honestly, if they would have kicked him completely and he had to just do it again, that would have been pretty bad for him, because he worked so hard to get it, and so yeah, I found this subject very interesting and I really wanted to share it with you guys, because I feel like it's something that just went on fire and everybody just talked about it and everything. And also I find it really interesting, like to make to achieve all these things without being able to communicate. It's insane. I personally, from my own experience, know how hard it is to play without communication, because oftentimes into my games I find players that just don't communicate, don't turn on their mic, or just simply don't have a mic, and that's pretty bad because it just completely ruins some aspect of the game. So and yeah, I mean I really like him. I like Doc and I hope the best for him, and I hope he will be soon out of his parents' apartment and he will be able to play and to properly communicate with his teammates. And I think that kind of sums it up for the video. I told you I really found it interesting, and I wanted to share with you guys from my channel about this this teenager situation from my point of view and from my perspective. If you like this video, guys, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, consider subscribing if you want to see more from me. And if you don't like it, you can just simply click the dislike button. There's no problem. Everything is a feedback right now for me, and I really appreciate everything. And if you feel like you want to say something, you want to talk to me, you can always leave a comment down below, and I will definitely read every comment that there is out there. Even if it is one, I will read it. So yeah, this is what I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next time, I was Zane, and I hope you all guys having a great time. Peace.